You scanned the manifest near the Wayland ship? May I? It details a series of two-way flights. On trips from LV-895 to Katanga, creatures from the moon were the cargo. On returns, the items were cryogenic suspension pod, loaded. Live ovomorph sample, 4. It is curious these pods are of uniform manufacture, not a field modification or expedient improvisation. They appear to be the result of an extended design process by experts in hypersleep technology. And they were designed for one specific cargo, xenomorph eggs. These devices were mass-produced, not for palestation but for general use. Weyland-Yutani might have many eggs in transit or storage across the frontier. I hoped to speak with you. Cynthia, Chief Rodriguez, was a mother computer mainframe designed to administrate palestation. She used wireless near-fields to remotely control security and labor synthetics. Every synthetic we've seen, on the surface and aboard Katanga, was controlled by Cynthia, one hand with which she could manipulate the world from the safety of her protected servers. As your battalion synthetic, I would like to answer any questions you have. Unfortunately, no. The Weyland-Yutani synthetics still function. They no longer pursue a greater goal, but I expect they will continue following their last instructions from Cynthia. I wish I could tell you that you will face no further hostility from the synthetics on LV-895 or aboard Katanga. Unfortunately, you will. Since humans began exploring space, 2 types of artificial intelligence have aided you. A mother system regulates all systems on a ship or facility, from balancing air pressure to fault-checking drive systems. That is what Cynthia was. Synthetics like myself are housed in hardware designed to mimic human form and programmed to simulate human emotion and behavior. While humans remain in hypersleep during voyages, mother systems and their synthetic counterparts maintain the ship. We do not suffer from boredom, loneliness, or infirmity as months pass. If you wish to review this again, I am...
So, Esther said I should explain the pathogen for you. The genetically engineered mutagen Poly experimented with. Weyland-Yutani provided a jar of it, but never said where they got it from. Now I know it was from those ruins you found. The animals we used pathogen on got faster, stronger, more durable, but crazy aggressive too. The company wanted financially viable mutations. When Administrator Bellows arrived, he had pathogen tested on xenomorphs, and that's when everything went off the rails. That was the lab's consensus theory. Genetically engineered nanobiotech, definitely artificial, unbelievably complex. Way beyond any technology they'd seen. Someone designed it to do what it does. Someone a hell of a lot smarter than us. We didn't get a choice. Bellows put his own synths in charge of security. He had xeno-eggs. He could have done whatever he wanted with us. If it makes any difference, the last surviving pathogen experiment was Monica. The gray-striped xeno you killed on Katanga. We never found a way to safely dispose of it. Critters mutated by it we could kill. Pathogen itself? I don't know. The safest thing is to leave it in those jars. They're pretty tough. That was the lab's consensus theory. Genetically engineered nanobiotech, definitely artificial, unbelievably complex. Way beyond any technology they'd seen. Someone designed it to do what it does. Someone a hell of a lot smarter than us. Well, I'm an anthropologist, so anything I tell you I got secondhand. I may not remember it right. The team had 2 xenobiologists. Cruz thought pathogen unraveled the telomeres in DNA, then swapped around sections of code. And Pryor thought it activated alleles and non-coding DNA. They couldn't figure out why mutations weren't 100% consistent. It was Etienne who came up with the theory that pathogen can blend the host's DNA with that of viruses or bacteria in their body. Never. Matthews thought its ability to enter cells was blocked or inhibited by polysaccharides, cell walls. Like in plant or fungal life, animal species never have cell walls, at least none we've seen. That's been true on every planet we've surveyed. Sure, you gotta be busy. Anytime you want to talk about pathogen or anything, I'll be here.
I hoped we would have an opportunity to speak again. When you disabled Cynthia, she made several cryptic statements. In retrospect, I believe she was attempting to warn us of the dangers within the engineer ruins. Weyland-Yutani would have installed programmatic blocks on her ability to discuss the subject. The best she could do was dissuade us against further exploration. Cynthia defended Weyland-Yutani's investments on LV-895, yet her actions suggest a hesitance to directly engage us. At the end, she did not invoke profits, investments, or copyrights. She warned us of the danger the ruins presented. She specifically appealed to me and our shared purpose of protecting humans. That is the so-called zeroth law. Synthetic life forms may not take actions that create an existential risk to humanity, or, through inaction, permit humanity to face existential risk. The pathogen provokes unpredictable mutations. That alone constitutes a potential existential threat. But the pathogen is only the most obvious hazard. The LV-895 ruins are filled with technologies beyond our present knowledge. We do not understand their function. Likely, we do not yet comprehend all the scientific principles they are based on. Any attempt to interact with an engineered device risks terrible calamity. It appears our advance was the impetus for that. The level of decay in the former Weyland-Yutani staff suggests they were exposed after our initial contact with Cynthia. She infected them to prevent revelation of company secrets and to hinder us from accessing the alien ship. These actions are consistent with the zeroth law of synthetics, which implies that some humans may be sacrificed if it is necessary to preserve humanity writ large. Please understand, I consider Cynthia's decisions abhorrent. Excusing them is not my intention. Colonel Ship dwells upon moments in her career she has been required to make similar choices, when she ordered Marines to their deaths to achieve a critical objective or preserve a greater number of lives. It must be left to future generations to judge the decisions made here today. True, Weyland-Yutani does not enjoy a reputation for altruism. That was not always the case. Peter Weyland, the company founder, was obsessed with furthering humanity's progress. He made long-term investments, the terraforming of Mars and the Heliades-class surveyors. I do not wish to imply the company has re-embraced Weyland's ideals. However, Pala Station was established 2 decades ago. It was not intended to turn a quick profit. Consider, these ruins had been sealed for 4 millennia when Weyland-Yutani discovered them. There are obvious questions, which surely occurred to both Cynthia and the company. Where are the engineers? If they still exist, are they aware of humanity? If they're gone, what extinguished such an advanced culture? I will retain the briefing file for you. If you ever wish to review, you have but to inquire.
General Vaughn, huh? She got added to the knowledge after the Frontier War. Hey, we gotta remember our mistakes as much as our success. If we don't, the shit repeats. Vaughn was Assistant Commandant of the Corps. Nobody paid attention to how close she was with Wayland Yutani's boy. She and a bunch of those cabral put their heads together, figuring on provoking a war between us and the Union of Progressive Peoples. Company wanted to make a bunch of money on defense contracts. Vaughn wanted herself a real war. Gloves off, no rules of engagement, real killer shit. Thought we was playing too nice. They almost made it happen. They dropped bioweapons on planets from both sides and framed the Op-4, even planned an attack on our own high command using a captured Proggy ship.
Hey, best advice I got? Get yourself a good pair of earplugs to sleep, huh? There's always something in here clanging or humming. Just make sure you can still hear the alarms, huh? You and me both. Let's do this. This is the big one, Fireteam. The Katanga Sino Hive must be destroyed. We stop the spread here. Blue Team will advance ahead of you and rig the refinery for self-destruct. You'll follow and keep their path to safety open. A fire team from 3rd Platoon has point and is moving ahead of us. Their call sign is blue. We'll keep the sentry guns up so they can get out again. Xenos inbound! Rearm the sentries! Sit rep, Molina.
Like somebody stepped in a fire ant nest. They're all stirred up. We're continuing inward. Watch our ass.
Lot of Sierras in here. Somebody throwing a We Love Xenos convention?
There is no evidence of higher-level organization. With Cynthia offline, they have no direction.
Forever. We're dogging the doors behind us. We got hit by pursuing sin.
Understood, Molina. We'll clear them for you. Try to rush. Press them back. Fireteam, spike a console for me. Esther, I want you to lock down all doors to forward and aft of our route.
My network intrusion will be detected. Expect a counterattack.
Free Army. Patching up. Aid kit's here.
Grabbing ammo.
They have detected me.
That's the door blue Fireteam sealed. Cut through.
We'll fix that up for you. Aid kit's here. Grabbing ammo.
Rearming.
Almost to the next line covering blue fire team. I'm checking the guns. Sentry guns are dry on the aft line. Fill them up.
Hear that?
Slapping fresh ammo cases. Just in time. Xeno swarm. Overhead! Another surge! More from the upper level! Warrior Xeno! Area secure.
Grabbing ammo.
Blue fire team, how are you doing?
Lizzie Herrera!
Their fire team faces multiple xenomorph assaults. 2 Marines injured, 1 severely.
Rearming.
Sentry deployed.
Got a warrior bug!
S, I want to lock down this whole damn tower.
I would need access to the damage control systems.
You're crossing to Likasi Tower, enemy territory.
We have lost contact with Blue Team.
Watch the eggs. Melina, you read? Give me a sit rep.
Watch it!
You have reached the outer hive.
Keep tight. Don't let them catch nobody alone. Damage control room's just ahead. That's what Esther needs. Let's lock this shithole down. Esther, you're in charge now.
Grabbing ammo.
Please install a wireless repeater on that console. That will allow me to override the system.
Grabbing ammo.
This is certain to rouse idle xenomorphs.
It's just a flesh wound. Boy. All right.
Sentry deployed.
Judging the deck.
Initiating door overrides. Subdeck 5 through deck 35.
Drone inbound.
Sentry deployed. Sentry deployed.
Spitter box, don't sit still.
Rearming.
Doors sealed and locked.
Rearming.
I need you to access the HVAC system now. Thank you. I will isolate the air ducts by deck. Expect more xenomorphs to be roused by this.
Grabbing ammo.
Let's rock. Sentry's ready to go.
Incoming warrior.
All sub-levels have been isolated. Maintain vigilance. Ducts sealed up to deck 15. You are doing well. Sergeant, I see a very large signal.
Size of a goddamn truck.
Final lockdowns. Please use a nest guardian. You survive such an encounter.
Grabbing ammo.
All ducts sealed. Lakasi Tower is isolated.
We got new orders. It's on us to find Blue Fireteam and extract them, if possible. Make sure you got a full kit. Be ready for swarms, eggs, and trucks with teeth. stairs on the deck. Follow them. Molina's blue fire team passed this way. Give him the boot, fire team! You're in their house. They could come from any direction. No. Be paranoid. If you see something, shoot something.
Hear that?
Body on the deck.
Rearming.
Corporal Delahaye. Grab her tags. Descansen paz. Still two out there. Got a drone creeping on you!
Rearming. Grabbing ammo.
Clear. Keep moving.
Rearming.
Touching up. 8 kids here. Door's welded. Cut it.
I'll cut it.
We know Blue Fire Team went this way.
Gear over here.
Strong signals from below.
New signal. Watch its attack. A bunch more woke up. Now get the hell out of the core. Blue Fireteam, we have friendlies seeking you. Light 'em up! Clear. S, you got anything?
Katanga's critical systems are on the lower decks. If the Blue Fire Team continued to pursue their objective, they would have laid below.
Listen.
Ambush! Suppressive fire now! Keep bleeding these pendejos, will they burn a hole at the bottom of the hull?
Unlikely. Hive resin is acid resistant.
Eyes front!
Grabbing ammo.
Got a drone creeping on you!
Rearming.
Contact forward!
The swarm has passed.
go across the catwalks. Keep on them.
Console nearby is active. Please patch me in.
Grabbing in. Patching up. Hey, kids here.
Patching up.
Aid kits here. Grabbing ammo.
Sentry deployed. Sentry deployed. Lines out. Sentry deployed.
Accessing. Stand by.
Cover Esther's hack!
Lines out. Sentry deployed.
Rearming. Grabbing ammo.
Analysis complete. Blue team used this console to disable the capacitor safeties.
They're still in the fight. They'll be headed to the core lift next.
Another way!
Hear that?
Blue team, if you copy, keep dropping flares. One door's welded. Blue team went that way. Cut it.
I'll cut it.
Ambush! Close. Blue team, sing out! Molina, we hear you. We're close.
Copy. I'm not receiving. One clear.
Private Brzezinski. Dios te guarde. Molina's close. Get her home.
They're coming!
Oman, go, go!
I have a return on the final PVT. It's in that room.
Rearming.
Let's go. You're so
Grabbing ammo.
close. One fucking hallway. Above!
Aid kits here. Sentry deployed. Sentry deployed. Lights out. Sentry deployed.
Down below! Enviarnos al infierno!
Let's rock.
Team, we got updated orders. With Blue Team down, we're taking over point on this op. You're going to scuttle this fucking shitbox. You put the core in an override loop. That means going all the way to the bottom, the heart of the nest. You're gonna put the refinery into overload state. You need to do that from process control. It's at the base of Likasi's core.
That's likely near the xenomorph queen.
Don't forget to watch for eggs.
Up swarm, coming up forward.
Shit's ahead. Before you enter the core, we'll restore the auxiliary lift.
Ambush.
Clear egress. Self-destruct won't give much time. Locked. There's an active terminal. Try it. Bugs built a wall over the console. Great.
Grabbing ammo.
Grabbing ammo.
Console's busted. New plan. You cut through the door.
Swarm inbound. Hold up on the door.
Elevator's not far. Just cut through that door.
Patching up.
Grabbing ammo.
Patching up. Aid kit's here. Grabbing ammo.
Patching up. Aid kits here.
Patching up. I'll cut it. Aid kit's here. Rearming.
Box forward!
Nothing's here.
Incoming! From behind you! Hey, you pull this off, ship will probably write you up for a medal. Make sure you thank me. Xenos don't charge the door, they ambush. Careful. Got a drone coming!
Grabbing ammo. Rearming. Prowler.
The aux elevator. Get it powered up. After you start the overload, this will be your evac route.
Grabbing ammo.
Now we blow this place. Find final briefing at the core. Haven't seen cocoons since... we burned the hive. This doesn't happen to nobody else.
Curious. Some of the human remains appear decades old.
Process controls the next room. End game. Prep while we brief you.
Fireteam, this is Colonel Ship. There are 3 systems you'll disable. Esther will guide you through the process.
Okay.
When all 3 systems are down, the reactor will build up to overload. You'll have about 2 minutes to reach that elevator you fixed. Get it done. Get home. That is all.
You survived everything up to this. Finish it.
Grabbing ammo. Sentry deployed. Sentry deployed. Sentry deployed.
Thought that catwalk looked unstable?
Sentry deployed.
You'll egress by a different route.
Sentry
I am
deployed.
analyzing the control systems. Stand by. Please reroute the coolant away from the refinery core.
Sentry deployed. Sentry deployed.
Keep firing!
up.
Please, disable the primary manual breakers.
Keep it up! Don't get tunnel vision! Watch for the stragglers!
Grab the ammo.
Please, disable the safety limiters on the Kasi Core's auger.
Don't get tunnel vision!
Left thrust.
Keep it up!
Sentry deployed.
Get them in a crossfire!
Please input override code 260479 and press the button marked Shakti Access.
shore party. We're burning to escape debris scatter.
We told you that 25 years ago, Katanga was falsely reported destroyed. In 2175, Sigson had moved it to the mid-rim. 2 years later, the colony it serviced was overrun by xenomorphs. Survivors fled to Katanga, where the infestation spread. Colonial Marines responded to their distress call. It was Marines who claimed Katanga was scuttled. A senior staff officer on site conspired to hand the young hive over to Weyland-Yutani. Sadly, yes. General Delilah Vaughn, one of the conspirators responsible for the Frontier War in 2184. Before her disgrace, she rose to Assistant Commandant of the Corps. Colonial Marine officers conspired with Weyland-Yutani executives to provoke a war between the United Americas and the Union of Progressive Peoples. The generals wanted a decisive war after decades of proxy conflicts and containment. Weyland-Yutani merely wanted to drive arms sales. The Colonial Protection Act was passed to prevent such things from happening again, and Commissars was initially formed to monitor outside influences on the Corps. There were no reported sightings, not in any star system visited by humans, and not recorded by any vessel in transit. Most likely, Weyland-Yutani moved Kataga to a location in deep space, far off the shipping lanes. They used it as an ant farm to breed experimental stock. When the company wanted to accelerate their experiments at Paula Station, they moved it here. Sigson reported something unusual on the far side of the planet from their settlement. It became the focus of the entire colony's efforts. The xenomorph outbreak began at that remote site and spread back to the main complex. The colonists ultimately abandoned the surface and fled to Katanga. Some evacuees proved to be infected and the infestation flared up again. There was discord among the survivors, unspecified personal grievances. A few deaths were involved. Forgive us if we don't identify the system. It's classified. The planet had suffered a global extinction event around 80 years previous. It was nearly devoid of animal life. Biomes had begun to collapse for lack of pollination. Acidic soil and water were spreading, and the atmosphere was growing over-oxygenated, which made it perfect for the mass importation of Earth livestock. Judging by the embryo gene lines in their cargo manifests, the colony hoped to become known for its steaks. If you wish to review, we're always available. No need to warn us ahead of time. We have your schedule.
Under my authority as delegated by the Secretary of the Navy, I have awarded you the Expeditionary Service Ribbon for heroic service. Upon loss of contact with a Marine unit, you advanced into a xenomorph hive and confirmed the status of 3 MIAs. You then completed their mission, resulting in the destruction of said hive. Your boldness and dedication are in keeping with the finest traditions of the Colonial Marine Corps and United America's Armed Services. Given this day, in May 2202, Colonel Olivia Shipp, Commanding Officer, 33rd Marine Regiment, 11th Marine Division. Some things don't belong in official reports. Katanga has been a stain on the honor of the Corps for years. If you haven't heard the details yet, don't worry about it. I'll just say I'm personally glad to see the place blown to hell. Report to Lieutenant Santos for debriefing. Dismissed.
Bada guess we can't call you Boot no more, huh? Hell of a deployment. We found shit Weyland-Yutani spent a lot of time and money hiding. Ruins left by aliens that look like us. An orbital refinery used as a Xeno breeding farm. And a lab using tech from the ruins on Xenos from the refinery. We still gotta secure LV-895 in the alien ruins. There's Xenos and mutants running loose down there. Normally, we carpet nuke the place. Ruins be damned, but Doc Hanukkah says that can make things worse. Spray that pathogen shit all over the damn moon. Near term, we're gonna hold orbit. Keep this shit locked down. I'll bet my ample Marine paycheck they're on their way here right now. They'll send military contractors, dog catcher units, lawyers. Maybe they'll talk, maybe they'll just start shooting. But that ain't all we gotta worry about. Doc Hanukkah says some rival company to Weyland-Yutani sabotaged Palace Station. Whoever that was, if they heard his mayday, they might be on their way here too. Shit's gonna get real interesting around here. Hey, I'm hearing scuttlebutt around the squad bay. Talk that maybe Colonel Ship took this too far. We could've quarantined Katanga, right? Called in more ships? Listen, the Colonel knows about everything people know about Xenos. How they react, how their guts work. She knew that before she joined the Corps. When she was a teenager, she survived a Xeno outbreak. Little outlier colony. You would never heard of it. One thing she'll always hold to. Gotta kill them fast. The longer you wait, the more chance they got to spread. I don't know all the details, and you know what? It ain't my place to ask, but I do know she got a twin sister, Viola. So the ship went into a goddamn hive to rescue her. That's how she learned some of the shit she know about Xenos, watching close range from inside. Maybe, but by the time a battle group got here, Weyland-Yutani would have their people in system. Executives and dog catcher teams, mercenaries and lawyers. They find something to cite that the Colonel don't got authority to override, Colonial Protection Act or not. Then they swagger aboard Katanga or land on LV-895 and fuck it all up real good. Xenos find ways. They hide, go where humans can't. Tight spaces, vacuum, deep cold. Wait for their chance. Come when you ain't looking. And don't expect them. But just don't go bringing it up with herself. Tu sabe? Colonels ain't in the habit of explaining themselves to grunts. Yo, it's just between you and me.
Hey, aside from Esther, I think you're the one I've spent the most time with. It was all running and shooting and screaming, but that's time. Right? Look, one of the Palace Station crew was a spy for Hyperdyne Systems. We never found out what he sent off station. Maybe his handlers know all about the pathogen and the xenomorph outbreak. They could be on their way here now. Well, Weyland-Yutani used to own Hyperdyne, but now they're competitors, especially on the frontier. No government's claimed any of these systems. They're both dropping colonies all over, trying to beat each other to the best planets. And besides that, I mean, Hyperdyne's a big defense contractor for the UPP, right? Shouldn't we be worried about this starting a war between them and us? The pathogen could be a terrible weapon. Weyland was just trying to make better xenomorphs with it, but you could just drop it. Dump it in a water supply. There's enough down there to wipe out every human colony. Weyland-Yutani's got to be on their way here. If Hyperdyne is too, things could get real bad for everyone caught in the middle. I know you've got things to deal with right now. I'm just worried about what happens next.
Hey, best advice I got? Get yourself a good pair of earplugs to sleep, huh? There's always something in here clanging or humming. Just make sure you can still hear the alarms, huh?